Hi, and welcome back to Girl Talk. We are so happy to be here downtown at the Great Dane. Such a lovely environment. We're in the billiards room right now. It's newly renovated. The feel is the same, but definitely some newness around us. It's always got a sharp feel around it in a really good way. So enjoying our time here. Have a new face with us today. I'm very excited to introduce Rob Lobriglio, Head Brewmaster, Vice President, and you can switch that around, Vice President, Head Brewmaster. Rob, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You have such a cool job.
Thank you.
coolest
I enjoy it.
So it's fall, and we're excited because there's a lot of things that have to do with beer in the fall. They have to do with a certain month coming up, October, and a certain celebration that happens. There's some history, there's some fun beers. So tell us about why did the Great Dane decide to celebrate Oktoberfest?
Well, even though we like being innovators in our approach to our beers and our food, we also are really steeped in tradition. And as the world's biggest beer festival, Oktoberfest is something that we wanted to bring a little piece of here to Madison.
Oh, thank you, by the way, for doing that.
You're very
Now,
welcome.
a little birdie told me that you are going to Oktoberfest here shortly, the big one?
I am, actually. It's interesting because it's the 30th anniversary of the first and only other time that I went there.
That's cool.
Thank you, yeah, and it was on that trip that basically I became inspired to become a brewer.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's almost like 30-year anniversary of my brewing career also.
Yeah, that is so significant, and I think the Great Dane probably appreciates that inspiration that you had 30 years ago because you're here working with them. So that's so exciting. Well, have fun and travel safe, and if you happen to have some extra tickets,
Send them our way.
That's right. Girl Talk loves Oktoberfest.
Rob, what was it about your Munich trip that inspired you, and what can beer lovers here look forward to?
Okay. Well, I had always just drank basically the generic beers, and my brother was living in Germany, and when I went over, besides the beers that I tried at Oktoberfest, I also got to try a beer called Aventinus, which actually is a Dunkel Doppel Hefeweizen Stark beer.
Bless you.
Good. It's basically a double Bock wheat beer. And I was really blown away by that. And when I came back, I decided to start home brewing, and then I went to school for brewing, and that was the beginning of it all.
Wow, okay.
And for the beers that we produce here at the Great Dane, the interesting thing is that the Oktoberfest style of beer is actually called a Märzen or March beer. And it's beer that's produced in March and then allowed to lager or condition over the hot summer in the cool caves of Germany. But what's happened over the years is that the beer that and then it's brought out again for Oktoberfest. And over the years, they've actually kind of morphed the Oktoberfest beer into a much lighter version of what it used to be, and it's not really that Märzen style anymore. But what we do is we brew the traditional Märzen style. So it's a kind of copper to amber colored beer, slightly malty, slightly sweet, but not so heavy, still very drinkable, something that feels good in a liter.
So you're trying to stay authentic to the fest.
Yeah, we like to produce the style of Oktoberfest beer that you would have found there 50, 100, 200 years ago, not what you currently get.
That is so cool. And kind of talking about that authenticity as well is something that we know and love the Great Dane for is your food as well, in addition to the beer. Are you guys going to have any kind of German-inspired food for Oktoberfest as well?
Definitely.
Okay.
We're going to have 4 specialties that are available for the entire Oktoberfest period.
Awesome.
It's going to be our Jaeger Schnitzel, it's going to be our Bavarian chicken sandwich, our Schnitzelwich, and then new this year will be our Berlin currywurst. Yeah, and so it's going to be available for the entire period of Oktoberfest. And the interesting thing is that so many people think that Oktoberfest is in October, but really Oktoberfest always starts 2 weeks before the first Sunday in October. And then it ends that first Sunday in October. Now, since the German reunification, they've modified it so that if it happens to fall on the first or second, that first Sunday, they extend it so that they can also have it include the reunification day. And so East and West Germany get to celebrate at Oktoberfest if they
Together.
want. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that great history. I mean, all of those things you said in that last statement and the prior with the utilizing caves to cool the beer and bring, I mean, all of those things I had no idea, and I've been able to learn bits and pieces about beer and its history throughout my life, but that's just new, so thank you. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that love that information, especially knowing that Oktoberfest, we don't have to wait until October, it's actually coming now.
Yeah.
There's food specials coming with it. I just want to say, by the way, the Schnitzelwitch, that's like one of my favorite words I've ever heard. I don't even know what that means.
So much.
Schnitzel's like the
Can't get over
little
how good schnitzel
German
is.
noodle guys.
Spätzle.
Twist Spätzle.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
schnitzel's
that's kind of
good.
my
Sausage.
favorite.
I love that
Spätzle.
too.
There's a lot out there to learn, but they all have really fun ways to say it. So Schnitzelwitch, and I'm gonna have to come and try that. So I know it's coming up sooner than maybe people thought. So tell us when things are happening. When can they get the beer? When can they get the specials? Where is it here? Is it all the Great Danes?
Okay.
What's the plan?
The beer and the specials will certainly be available all the time at all the Great Danes for the period of Oktoberfest, which
Okay.
this year specifically is September 16th to October 3rd.
Okay.
Normally,
Very
I think
soon.
it would have closed on the 2nd, but again, because of German reunification, they're extending it to the 3rd this year.
Fabulous.
Yeah, better for us.
That's right. Better for the people who
so-
want to drink Oktoberfest.
We promise the beer will be on tap that whole period, as well as the food specialties, but it is our most popular specialty beer of the entire year.
Oh, wow.
So we can't promise it'll be on much after it,
And when
But-
it's gone, it's gone.
and when it's gone, it's gone.
And
that's
it's only
okay.
on tap. You can't get it in cans or bottles either, right?
Only on tap.
So you gotta
Oh.
come in.
Yeah.
Come in early too, it sounds like.
Yeah. Wow, so much to know about Oktoberfest. It's coming right around the corner. Make sure to come to the Great Dane, any of the locations downtown too, to celebrate Oktoberfest. Eat the Schnitzelwitch, drink the Oktoberfest beer, and hopefully we'll get to check in with Rob after his trip to Munich and the Oktoberfest in Germany.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'd
that'll
be
be
happy
fun.
to report.
Good. Have a great time, safe travels, and thank you so much, all of you out there, for joining us for Girl Talk, and see you next time.